Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do an unboxing and a assembling of spotlight, which I purchased on eBay. We're going to do the unboxing first. This is there we go. It's a JYA 00821-03 T39512, 85 to 265 volts for a LED. We're talking danger. This is what it is. Front of it. Gooseneck. And I just can't believe they would send something out like this. The light was advertised as a bedside reading light or for the nightstand. And when I get it, there's no cord on it. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, uh-oh, we're in trouble here. So what I did was, I was kind of concerned about this, whatever it is wrapped in this tape. So I took it apart. I bought 4 of these. I already did the first one, and we're going to do the second one. Comes with this bracket which you screw onto the wall or screw onto the whatever. We'll get to that. But here it is. The wires are so flimsy in this, it's terrible. And it has an on-off switch, which really works. And it is an LED. I checked that all out. And I hooked it up to 120 volts very carefully. As a matter of fact, I'll give the warning right now. This is how I did it. This is not a something that I'd recommend to anybody who is not experienced with electric circuits. It's just dangerous to work on electronic stuff unless you're a trained electrician or have the experience. So here's when I saw how this was put together, I just can't imagine how they get away with it, because this would never be allowed, or should never be allowed. There's the tape. It was only wrapped around with openings on both ends. The screws for mounting could easily go in there and short out that circuit board. It's 85 to 200 and let's see, 85 to 265 volts. Put in these 2 wires. On this little tiny circuit board with no circuit protection whatsoever. Which means if something were to happen, you were going to have up to 265 volts on here if you were in Europe, or 120 volts on here. It's not grounded, so everything's bad about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this board out of here and use a telephone charging wall wart, which I just happen to have right here. This is from the older phones with a 5-volt connector, USB connector on the end, which is just perfect for this project, because we're going to cut this end of the cord off and use the 2 wires in here, the black and red, and it'll be 5 volts. And that's all we need to power that LED. We will get to it. The first thing I'm going to do is unsolder the circuit board so we can get that out of our way.
You can see that there's only a couple, 3 wires that we have to unsolder.
Take this out. We just unsolder this one. And the brown wire, there's a brown and a blue. And the brown wire is the plus wire on this particular circuit board. And there. That part of it's done already. The wires are already tinned, so we don't have to be messing with those. I just can't believe that they were running 120 volts through these flimsy wires. So now we have this wire, which we need to cut. And to give you the information on this wall wart, let me get this up real close. And let's turn it around. It has the 5.1 volts at 0.7 amps is the output. And I'm just going to take a razor blade and very carefully cut the outer part of this wire. Sorry about my arm, but sometimes you just gotta get in the way. Okay, that way I don't get stuck from that cable. Now a lot of these you only use a lot of these come with 2 wires only.
This particular one used a white and green also, which I will cut, and we will only use the black and red. The others aren't needed.
Okay, good. So we can get these tinned. So they're ready to go. I can trim them down just a little bit more. We also have to put a knot in this end so it won't come through the housing when we get to that point. And we might as well do that now so that while that's not connected up.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to saw a slot in the side of the housing, and that'll be coming up in a second.
Get a file. And file the edges so that they're not rough in any way, so they can't cut that wire. Now, again, remember that this is the power going to the light now is 5 volts, not 100 and some, like it was originally. Okay, so again, the brown was the plus on this. So we need to solder the red wire to that. Now let's get it over here. And to solder this other one to the black wire, okay. So that takes care of that part. All right, there's more. I know. There's this little clamp that holds it to whatever. And what we have to mount this to is a 4" by 4" square block. Right here it is. It's a 4" by 4" square block, which I rounded over the edge, and the bottom is just flat. Put a cross in the center of it so I know where to put the bracket. And what we do now is we put the bracket on those lines, draw where the openings are, and drill a couple of holes. I drill them in the center of the circles with the openings are, so that I have some adjustment back and forth. So now we just pop that on there, get a couple of short screws, and screw those in. So there's our bracket. And we take our light and we line up the holes on the sides with the holes in the bracket, and get the 2 screws that came with it. And let me back up a little bit. And there is our light. All ready to go. Plug it in, turn it on, and we have a great light that won't tip over. And it's a bright light.
Here we see the 2 lamps that I've assembled, and I'm using a digital camera shining on a small object, in this case a penny. You can see the date in the screen behind me, 2012. As you move the lights around, you can see it changes the illumination. If you like this video, please like, please share, and please subscribe. So catch you on the flip side. Bye now.